Hello, hello. Welcome to the late night talk with Romantic Developer. Today we have our issue number 188. It started as 152 days challenge, and today we more than a week, a month after that, after we finish the challenge and still working on organizing what we will do and how it will look like. Oh, I don't have a good hairstyle in my head. Uh, yeah, I need to apply some gel or something to make it looks better, but yeah. Mm. I have to do it when I have long hair, but if I have short hair, it's not what I need to do. So let's start our stream, and for that we can go somewhere like here and just say it start. Okay, not that. Let's just say stream. Okay, found, activate, and start. Let's just put it on two different sides of the screen. Increase font size. So that should say hello from ChatGPT. Oh, hello from hi everyone, chatbot is active. And that one need to start our real-time transcription service. So it will know what exactly I'm talking about. And when chatbot have to answer something, he will have my last words as well. If it decide to use tools like get full current stream context, it will use it. It's all on our YouTube AI helper GitHub repository. You can look at it, you could use it for your own good. You can modify it, but I understand that it requires some knowledge or willingness, let's say that, because because of course right now we are in a very interesting stage when we are very close to the moment when current models, even LLM models, I understand that most recent frontier models like O1 or most probably O3 and their mini versions, they're not pure LLM models as we know it, but it's more like agentic style models which use multiple iteration to provide the best answer. Mm. So it's like light agents. And even now, what I could see is that they do perfectly a lot of work, and including developers' work. And what I can say is that it's doing pretty great, especially if you're talking about some entry-level developers. They, of course, doing much more quality code, especially if you provide them some instructions on the same level as to junior developers. Of course, they do much better work because they have a great knowledge, those models. And looks like we will reach the point when they do much better than even like, let's call it medium developers. So from entry level junior to senior level, there are middle level, let's say that just software developer. So those models soon would be more proficient than those developers, and most probably they could work 24 hours a day and do their work pretty nicely. So if we develop the next uh, how to say agentic AI uh, AI agents which will mimic software engineer of entry or mid-level, most probably market will not need them anymore. They just get few, let's say they just get few like senior level engineers and some good, let's say, product managers, which could write some task or translate you customers need to the language which LLM understand even better, and even this job will will be replaced by AI soon. So, and I'm not talking that AI, oh, that software engineers are in danger. I'd say everyone in danger of losing their job. Um, in this world, of course, I'm not saying it will happen tomorrow or in a year or in a 10 years, but surely we see trend. We see the trend which goes in direction where we need less and less people, especially for for jobs which could be easily replaced by AI agents. Let's imagine customer service even now. Let's imagine entry-level developers. Let's imagine some personnel on fabrics like factories and others, which could be replaced by simple robots. Again, once robots would be more um, costless than people work, I think more and more robots will be used to replace real humans because robot doesn't complain, they don't ask more money, they don't get sick, they need maintenance, but once they receive that maintenance, they will work for sure some number of hours. Hello, hello, Aaron. Mm, my bot is not too super smart yet, so it will probably reply most of your questions and not everything in having the full context. We try to build it more or less nice, but it's just an example of how good it could be. So we just try multiple things. So be don't yeah don't okay don't wait a lot from him or from me as well because we both studying that areas, and more I study those areas, more I think about them, the more I see the danger and the beauty of those areas as well. Okay. During past streams, we have several discussions, we have several tasks, and I believe we did few nice things like we wrote some um, batch files which just start everything we need for nice stream helpers. And the next thing we just try to test our new functionality, which basically was about censorship before we will announce some comments in the by voice for me because I could miss multiple comments when I do the stream. But also there was a question, and yeah, as you see in most of my tasks here, maybe except this one where I do real-time transcription, I use local whisper, and local means completely free. But for all other tasks, I try to use some specialized models, which not always are free. Let's say mostly they are not completely free or not free at all. And even for moderations, even we received some recommendation from ChatGPT what we can use for them. Uh, we mm, we try to use some OpenAI moderation clients with models like latest text moderation models and so on. We tried it; it worked more or less good. we haven't compared it with free models, and so on. So we tend to use some frontier models. We're not using the most, uh, we try to use most cheap models like GPT-4 or Mini, which cost really cents for millions of tokens. But of course, frontier models like O1 or like O3, which they, which I saw some announcements from Sam that they are going, Sam Altman, that they are going to that they are going to provide not only ChatGPT access to O3 model soon in end of January, basically beginning of February, I believe, but also API access to the same model, which could be would be goal. So right now, I'm thinking maybe it's a good time if we will. I just remove something. I'm sorry. So it would be a cool time if we try to see if we can use something I told before, that multiple things can be done completely for free. So today we look into using some free LLM models which you can execute on your computer, even if it's your computer not super powerful. My computer is laptop. It's not bad laptop, but looks like in that environment I don't have CUDA enabled, which means I will use only CPU for executing the models. So yeah, for executing the models, I'm just reminding, I will try to look into product which called allama.com. It's free application which you can download using that link, download on their allama.com website, which will install some client on your local computer, and you can execute it on any operational system. So if you see, you can download Allama for Windows. I'm on Windows, for Linux or for Mac OS. And yeah, it's required 10 or later. Hopefully everyone has Windows 10. And that's it. You can download and it would be the same interface. It's basically text interface for all the computers. But then you can look on all the models it has, and it's just not full list of those models. Some of the models are really cool. Some of the models are very specialized, but let's look into some of the most popular ones. Hello, I'm just curious if you think it's a good idea to major in computer science right now. I'm computer science student in college and don't know what the future of the field holds. Yeah, it's a very deep question. I'd say computer science provide you a very good exercise to your, let's say, brain. And of course, you would be a smart person after finishing your education. Um, Even right now, let's see, for example, on some good companies, big tech companies. And I know that, for example, to answer your question, we can search, for example, for in Microsoft. If you go to careers, yes, careers. Let me see. Not careers. Mm, let's just search. So yeah, sorry, I'm my English not my first or even second language. It's third and not the last. So careers and what we can search for. Uh, by the way, what my romantic bot answered, the future stage is full of possibilities. Okay, so we will look for internship opportunities, or just internship. And I'm just taking Microsoft because it's one of the leader right now in world of artificial intelligence. If you're not taking some Chinese companies, of course, Elon Musk, X, Facebook, Meta, Google, deep learn, and etc. Of course, they're doing the same thing as well, but again, you can use other companies, especially if there are some companies around your locations, and maybe for some companies which has some um, affiliation with, I mean, with your institution, or you could look into that. And what I'm talking, you could see what is a requirements for today, what those companies are looking forward to see in the people and what experience they look. And internship is a good search term because it means that they're looking for some very fresh people, I mean, students, or which are even not graduated yet. Maybe they just educate completed 1 year or few years of educations. So it's just, I mean, approach what how you could see and see if it's up to date with what I'm uh, going to tell you. Let's search for United States because I'm in United States right now, but you saw number of jobs in that company over the world. It was pretty big amount. Of course, I believe, like if, for example, we take India, it would be even more. Let's just remove. Oh no, interesting, interesting. It's pity, of course. So, but there are also some there the jobs which are completely remote. Again, maybe it's not the same side. So, and let's see from here. We see some internship opportunities or interns. And if you will look, we see a lot of research work here. And if you find something which very relative to what um, you are working at, or I mean, studied at, etc., you can click and see some requirements, and it would be here, requirements and qualifications. Um, so, and they look for some students enrolled uh, in computer science, of course, and they have some programming experience or completed some course in those disciplines and demonstrate something and applied. Okay, some program. Uh, it's not it's not exactly the the position I want to show you because before I search, I saw much more interesting requirements for those positions, and they look for okay, physically located. Qualification below, you need to submit okay, two reference letters. It's okay. Preferred qualification, responsibilities, additional. Really? Okay, maybe I'm clicking wrong things, but maybe I look at it very, yeah, not very recently. So it's for PhD program. Mm, but again, we saw that position is pretty um, AI and productivity, very applicable for AI engineers. Because you need to submit, okay, two reference letter, experience working with large naturalistic text datasets, NLP models, etc., etc. So what I want to summarize, if you even start now, it's not that the industry will be dead by tomorrow or even a year or two. It's moving much faster than before, but I believe you still have a good chance to jump into the train because, like with everything, uh, always would be required people who can understand that thing deeply and could define new versions of those models um, and again support it. And of course, for multiple things right now, uh, even if you look for models like O3, if you see the actual price of executing that model, actual price in multiple things, in energy, in electricity, in requirements to data centers, etc., it's pretty high. So right now, if you build something like software engineering AI agent, it will cost more than developer even in the United States, just by price of needed electricity to execute it without all the equipment. Of course, it will change in the future, but I couldn't predict how fast. Of course, we will look in more reliable energy sources, in better models, in more powerful computer power, and so on and so on. So I still think that you have some 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 time. Uh, Again, you could really, if you are in some looking into some specific area in computer science, you could look not only this website but other websites. There are multiple companies who provide internship programs, and you could look what they're looking for right now, and you could choose those direction, and you will have all the chances to be in this industry. So, and now let's switch back to Allama, and let's see if if they if that Allama could be helpful for our task. And I just reminding that our main application at the moment it's doing um, helping with describing videos on multiple platforms. Right now, it's designed to support YouTube platform. So basically, you could, like what I do after the stream, I just say, please transcribe, please process my latest stream. It's download it, it's transcribe it, it's improved transcription. It uses the transcription to upload that transcription to YouTube. It's create the nice title, nice description. It's create proper video sections, and it's all again update back to YouTube. It's not a big deal, but the thing is that we built multiple configurations, and if I need to like describe some other videos, I can set up that, just do another configuration. I can specify information about channel, about host, about what is the channel about, for example, provide some custom prompts for title, for description, provide some examples. And it will do pretty good based on the video content, mm, of course, which could be transcribed. At the moment, we not use any visual models. And it's helping a lot to me, to my friends, and I'm just improving this version constantly. And I'm doing maybe for the last 100 days. Uh, More or less, of course, with separate with some other task. So let's see if we can do it completely for free, because at the moment I'm using cheap models, but they still cost something, and I use models from ChatGPT, I'm sorry, from OpenAI. So let's just create some fresh chats for ourselves. And let's probably go to Allama. So I have Allama locally. Let's just look at that. So once you install Allama, yes, I mean help. Okay. Once you install Allama, you can execute it from command line prompt like Allama, and you could just start Allama service, or you can run some model, whatever. So let's just Allama serve, and only one usage of its socket's address is normally permitted. So it means that it's most probably isn't executing. So it's basically it's working at the moment. Serve. How we can verify it? Version command stop. Stop running model. List running model. Probably Allama list will help us. Yes, looks like we have all that models, and let's just try to stop it. Allama stop that model because it's it actually couldn't be executed on my computer because it doesn't fit memory limit required for that model. List, yeah, really. List running models. Okay, it's not list. We need just use PS and no running models, which is probably good because we will work once we execute once we ask it to mm, create a response for some model, it's probably will execute it in the background. So, and let's switch back to our Llama and let's try to see if it has some. I believe it should not Discord. Sorry. It should have some block or something. Download models, GitHub. Okay, block. And they should support something like OpenAI SDK, OpenAI compatibility. Nice. So we could use some OpenAI library and let's do something like that and try to see if it will work. I believe it's our host. It's fine. And it would be response. Let's see what models do we have here. We have model Llama 3.2. So let's just write that model Llama 3.2 latest. Yes. You are helpful assistant who won. Where is it played? Okay, for some reason I couldn't see the last. And let's see if it would execute a llama from our just normal notebook. Placed during all games I couldn't help in the original. Nice. So looks like it's provided rapidly. And if we will look into our it's not that thing. Oh, I believe that one. So if you look PS, most probably now that model would be in memory and executing because we are using it. Did I see any miss dropped frames? Mostly no. Okay. I'm I'm doing everything on my laptop, so I'm slightly afraid if it will survive if we do execute some models here, but Llama 3.2 shouldn't be that big model. So what else? We have base URL. If we will look into our AI client, right now it's basically our wrapper around executing OpenAI. And why we have that wrapper? Because we could use Azure and use just OpenAI SDK before. Uh, and if you see for Azure, we need initialize um, OpenAI client with different. We need to initialize Azure OpenAI, or for OpenAI, we need to initialize OpenAI. They're very similar, but requires slightly different set of parameters, like both require API key, but Azure also require version and endpoint because endpoint could be different for every model. And model name, they also require deployment name. So when we create chat completion and use Azure, we look for, instead of model, we use deployment name. And if we use our OpenAI, we just use model from parameters or from default model in our config file. Right now, we just need to support also a new parameter, and that parameter should be, yeah, sorry, It should be base URL. Base URL. So we need it's in basically constructor. So let's just see if self base URL equals config OpenAI base URL. And let's say if self base URL z, otherwise it would be z. By the way, I'm using in my Visual Studio Code, which is completely free. I'm use Copilot. I'm using Copilot, and Copilot recently become partially free for developer. What I mean partially, it's I forgot that word. It's not freebie. So per some limit, it would be free, and then you can pay for more. And that limit would be reset every month or so. So you could try it, and you can use it for free, especially if you don't write every day for 12 hours. You should be good. Okay, now let's look on our config file, and it's our config. And basically, default, we don't have anything, but when we read config from the file, load config from the folder, we looking for config path, and we then just read everything. And you see in that time, we just don't see if you have that, if it's valid key, if it's not valid key. So everything which would be in config, we will read and use. So let's in our configuration, you see we have a lot of configuration because we test multiple things. We create new folder, but probably let's just copy, for example, generic folder, and let's call it Allama. Nice. And in LLM config, for default model, it would be, sorry, I'm slightly under the weather. Sorry for my big ping. I'd say some ping. So let's look on the test, and let's look for that model. We need to use LLM config from Allama, and that would be a model. The next question is OpenAI key. We go back and say that our OpenAI key would be Allama, and we need provide in AI client. We're looking for OpenAI base URL, and that should be in from our test. That basically local address of our Allama service. Config. So max tokens. Let's look back on the website. Let's make it bigger. Let's probably go to the models, a new window. Let's find Allama 3.2, still pretty popular models. And we have how to say which we have. I said we execute some default one. Most probably it's latest. It's 2 gigabytes, so it's 3B. No, it's not 3B. Allama model latest, number of parameters, and let's see. Models outperforms, okay. Such task following summarization, prompt rewriting tool use. 1 billion parameter is competitive. Ta ta ta. It's some chart, supported languages, which are officially supported. Okay. And let's probably try to find some information about that model. License template, parameters. Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, what is the maximum token response token size of open source? Because I couldn't find it, maybe I'm just so it's really not large. Maybe we need to find something else to do our test because we clearly see that it's not as big. We clearly see that it's pretty small for our tasks. But okay, let's go and write it as 248. Temperature, maybe 07. Okay, it will not be able to do whisper. For whisper, we can use local whisper, of course, but we need to slightly change our code. But at least we are ready to do some tests. Okay. So, and for tests, let's clean it. Let's look in our rich videos collection, which we have processed before. And let's see if we have anything nice. No, no, no. I meet Mr. Beast. I helped build. So all those, let's look at the chapter, 17 minutes. It's pretty large. It's pretty large. Let's find some small video so we could do some tests. I believe it's one of my previous chats or previous streams. So it's the one which is right now. Let's run another YouTube, and in that we can increase the site so we could see live chat just in case. I like my chatbot. It's smiley. It's also quite romantic. Not groomy. So it's pretty nice. And in normal YouTube, let's just search some short story. And let's see the dog and his bone. So let's start using our generic profile. For those, we say Python main, and we want to download those video. We don't specify any configuration, which means we will use default configuration, specify it in my local computer. In that case, it would be our configuration generic Azure. Okay, I use some Azure for my needs as default one, and it's downloading the video. In that case, it not use any AI at all. It just use YouTube DLP file. Oh, really? We have that video? Okay, let's download and convert it. So right now, we should have those video in. Probably I already found that video, but okay. It's the night test. Okay, dog and his bone. Okay, it has it. So it already has some transcripts and everything. Okay, let's try to say process prompts right now, which will execute all our prompts we have for the dog, but using our Allama model. Let's do that. So let's say we want to not process prompts, but we want to specify our config as configurations Allama and process prompts, and we need to specify folder. So let's copy the folder. Can we select copy pass? Copy pass. Let me include that pass into the quotes because it's containing some characters. Let's see if it did everything right. Config folder. Yeah, I'm executed that program quite a long time ago. Let's see config folder. Invalid chose process prompts. I did some mistake, another mistake. Process prompts need exchange two letters. Let's see if it's the last mistake I did. So loading configurations or Llama LLM config. Processing prompts in folder. And actually, we already saved the response for keywords, for summary, for beta chapters. Okay, for description and for title. Let's see previous title we had. Let me make it bigger. So we have previous results of for entire model like ChatGPT. And let's see. So the previous title for that video for entire model decided it would be the dog and his bone, an open-eyed fable on greed and contentment. And that one, based on the content of the video, here are 10 titles options for your YouTube platform. Greed caused a dog tale of loss, a bone that took his breath away, the greedy dog. You know what? Let's see what is our prompt for title. Let's press Alt-Z to see all the text here. Using text from transcript on YouTube video in the format of plain text, create a captivating and attractive title. Return title length shouldn't exist 100. Please don't enclose the title into quotes and double quotes. Please choose 10 options for. Okay, okay. It's not actually generic Azure I had here. Let me copy generic. Please choose 10 options. Okay, probably I need to choose Azure because it's also 10 options, really? Oh, but return only the best one. Let's read to the end um, our configuration for Allama. Title. Please choose 10 options, but return only the best one, which you can choose after multi-sided analysis of the titles and their relevance to content. So we ask it to choose only one, and it's very clear here. But yeah, as I said, of course, Allama is not as good as frontier models, but let's see. Once again, title, which return so it's return all the titles it want to propose. I like some with icons. The bone that took his breath away. Okay, the bone that sank to the bottom, the price of greed. After analysis this title option, I recommend the following: the best title, The Reflections of Regret, a Dog Tale. So he choose seventh and return it. But we ask to return only one, and it's return everything and all his thoughts. Okay, let's see on the keywords. Previous keywords was like that, which describing, mm, okay, maybe it's too much. It's describing all the side of the story. Let's look at this. Dog bone greed reflection moral lesson. Not much, but at least something looks like yes. Let's look better chapters. Better chapters is a very um, not straightforward prompt. It should return based on transcript we provide. It should return the best video sections which we could, create in the video. And let's see what it does. Here is the chapters list for YouTube video based on provide transcript. So the thing is that story is only 2 minutes long. You see the last mm, mm, title in frontier model is 209, but here we see 515, 411. Really, again, I've condensed some timestamps to make them more concise while still providing an accurate representation of contents. So we fight the timestamps a lot, and we build nice prompts for that, but maybe because of context it couldn't do it well. And let's see description. Its previous description with already inserted and replaced that better chapters, and it was pretty cool. So it's full long description, better chapters, join us, we invite you, some in text tags, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's see what Allama has been generated, which is completely free. So a long text. Get ready for timeless tales that will make you ponder the importance of gratitude. Oh, really? Okay, video chapters was inserted automatically. So, and that is basically what he inserted them right from the better chapters, and that is the description. Really, I believe if you read that, it would be longer than the whole fairy tale in the video. But anyway, and it did pretty well. It still could be quite helpful for short videos. For long videos, most probably it will not work, at least Llama 3.2. Let's see some longer video. We have some Mr. Beast video, one with 500 experiences, and we have some descriptions, and it's GPT-4o, and we have GPT-4o mini, and I helped some people walk again. Okay, let's look that. In our better chapters, it's video about 15 minutes long, what we can see. Let's try to generate new and compare it once again. So we just say copy paste, return here, and we just, I'm sorry, we execute the same prompt So we execute free open source model Allama 3.2 with long hair video and see if it will be able to produce some good results or no. So it says that Allama latest 3.2 will be used. Of course, if we able to load Allama 3.3, it should do very cool, very well. But the problem, oh really? I have running battery very low. Give me 1 second. I'll check if I inserted it or not. Okay. Looks like my power supply wasn't fully inserted into the machine. So my computer really worked not its best because you know when power supply is disconnected, laptop normally reduces its performance just to save the battery. And when battery stay very low, it's go to some power uh, mode which try to save even more energy. So yeah, its performance will be pretty bad. Okay, so we look into the Mr. Beast video. I helped 2000 people work again. It's a 15 minutes video. Let's see if Allama 3.2 any help here. Title. So helping 2000 entities work again, a global mission and hope and transformation. Let's see what it's decided here. This text to be appear a script from YouTube video like the channel focused on social impact. The script describes the video content which includes thought script, the final sections, bam, and summary. Summary we will not look. Yeah, summary maybe even. So about keywords. This video is a humanitarian project. So what does all that mean? That mean that once we send the transcript, and for some videos we send just transcript txt, but it's, if you see, it is about, does it show? Spaces, no solution. So it's 14,000 characters. So most probably when we send our initial system prompt what to do and then send the full text content, because of small token size, it struggle to remember what we want from that, you see. So maybe we need to look into something more capable based on the stack size. As I said, we couldn't execute Llama 3.3 because of memory limits. Let's look what we can have. It's 70 billion, so we need 43 gigabytes of memory to execute that. Let's see if we have anything else. 43, 26, 170, 141 gigabytes. Really? FP16. So all those models you see are very large. My computer have only 16 gigabytes of memory, and that is. Of course, if you try to execute something, even if my computer has 32, probably I couldn't execute 31 gigabyte because I still need some memory to operation system to work. So let's look maybe on the Phi. What is that? It's Microsoft model. Let's see what it's doing the best. I know that it's looking for some code development and etc. But let's see, 16K tokens, which is uh, not bad, but again, it's not very huge token size, but it's much more than 2000, correct? So where is it? It's here. So it's doing better than some test average score, or it's better than GPT-4, really? In which cases? Latency bound reasoning and logic out of scope cases. Let's see. It's called fee 4, and it's 9 and 1 gigabyte. It's much more promising than Allama. So let's go to our Llama 3.2, and in our configuration, LLM config, let's just replace model with 5.4. I'm not sure if we execute the same prompt again, it will download that model. Of course, we can just say Llama pool. Let's just check. So we processing prompts. Okay, not found. So we need say Llama pool 5.4. Okay, it's 9 gigabytes. Hopefully I have fast internet here. So no, I don't have fast internet here. Really? 26 minutes? Hey, can you do it faster, please? You already connected to the power. You should do it better. 26 minutes. Let's see what other models do we have here very quickly. Models. We're looking on popular. QWQ. Looks like Chinese. Experimental research model focused on advanced AI reasoning capabilities. Okay. Qwen 2. Updated 32, 20 gigabyte of parameters. And what we have? 2066. Okay. 2035. So 32 looks good. And it's even in some test it's beat O1 in mass, in IME, and here it's very close to O1, and of course it's much better than GPT. Yeah, so GPT Cloud 3.5, of course previous Qwen 2.2, so it's really performant. Oh, come on. And of course it's better mostly in everything, or very close. Okay, not so much better, but it's on the level of O1 preview, and it's completely free. It could be executed on your local computer if you can spare 20 gigabyte of memory. I don't think I have 20 gigabyte of memory. Let's just check. Give me 1 second. System. I believe I have 16, not 32. Yeah, I have only 16. Uh, but probably you could use, let's see if we have any information about that token size. Do we have some token size? Can you say max response in tokens and max context window for the model supports 32,000 tokens, so it's much better than than our current model, uh, and half better than 5.4, which we're trying to download right now. Yeah, looks like it's not super fast. It's still 23 minutes left, so probably we'll finish our experiments in future. In future means tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. Let's see other popular models. Let's go to Allama. Llama Vision, 90 billions parameters. Really, it's collecting instruction tuned image reasoning generative models. 11 and 90 billions weight about 53 gigabytes. Really, it's multimodal large language model is collecting of instruction tuned image reasoning generative models. Text plus images in and text out. Optimized for visual recognition, image reasoning, captioning, and answering general questions about the image. The models outperform many of available open source and closed multimodal models in common industry benchmarks. Supported those languages, of course, trained on more than those languages, but English is only language supported. Okay, let's see what other models do we have. Llama 3.2, it's something we tried, which has not very big context, but we see that it's very popular, like 7 millions downloads of that model. Llama 3.1 is one of the best model before, and but it's, you know, for 8 billion parameter, it's nice, but if you look on a really big number of parameters, you see it's so large. I don't have not even my RAM. I don't have space on my computer to pull it. Yeah, and probably they have context of 128 kilobyte k thousands tokens, which is in pair of frontier models from ChatGPT, ChatGPT for or for O-mini, and probably O1, and all those models has only 128 kilobytes, not kilobytes, I'm sorry, thousand of tokens, which is a lot, of course. No, maybe O1 has twice as much. I'm not really sure. We need to double check. So if you look on that 4 or 5 billions, okay, it's just some of the model. So, but it's very close on multiple and win in multiple points. GPT-4 and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So yeah, yeah, really cool model, but it's again maybe not as performant as 3.3, because 3.3 is new state of art because it's only 70 billion parameter. You see, offers similar performance to Llama 3.1, 405 billion parameters. So of course it's the better model, maybe one of the best open source model. you can download. Okay, it's embedding model. It also pretty famous model Mistral, and of course it outperforms some old models. It has something function call support, which is not new now. And do we have any information about its context window or token output size? Okay, Mistral, a comparison with Llama, not with ChatGPT. I understand that, but do we have any information about its sizes? Window size. Okay, so I really want to like 5.4 because that looks like that model could be executed on my computer. And let's see, not the popular, but the newest. And Olmo is a new family of 7B and 13B models trained up to, okay, models are in pair with or better than equivalent sized fully open models and competitive with open weight models such as Llama in English academic benchmarks. So let's look about Olmo and Command R7B, mixture of expertise model. How many parameters? Oh, really? And Dolphin is the next generation of series of instruction model designed to be ultimate general purpose local model, enable coding, math, agentic, function calling, and general use case. Okay, let's review those models very quickly while we still downloading our, yeah, we already downloaded 40%. Oh, and we did here. So it should be Allama, most capable openly available LLM to date. I believe we already saw that. Command R7B. So really not big, 5 gigabyte and quality to build Power AI application and edge device. This model requires a Llama and it's open weight research release of model with advanced capabilities for variety of cases. Okay, okay, okay. 23 languages. So window size is 4,000 tokens, and that is actually not as big. And context length, oh, 128. What with sliding window attention? Okay, it's attention window, it's not context length. Okay. Features 3 layers with sliding window attention and for efficient local context model and relative position encoding. It's model worth looking at 2 days ago updated. Probably we need to pull it as well. Alma 2, new family. Academic benchmarks, Alma, not big. Require, okay, is new family. Okay, and blog post. Alma's best fully open language to the date. November. Announcing trained and what is about its parameters, retraining, okay, artifacts, demo paper. Let's ask what is the context window of silly questions. Okay, not there are no answer. I don't like that small context window because it's maybe beautiful model for very complex task, but in our task, in my current task, we need to work with large amount of text, process it, and generate maybe not as big amount of text, but surely we should have full context of previous text. So designed to ultimate general purpose. Okay, okay, general purpose, it's fine. License 3.1, 5 gigabyte, not big. Next generation, similar to models ChatGPT, Cloudy, Gemini. Problem for business seeking to include AI in their product. They maintain control. Okay, doesn't impose its ethical guidelines on you. Okay, let's look very quickly on Hugging Face. And do we have any? Yeah, today we're looking into some open source implementation of the models just to see if we can reach at least comparable level of performance and responses from them to for entire models like ChatGPT. Those open source models, we talked about how we can use Allama to run them locally and how we still use our tool, uh, how we can generate some configuration in our tool, like here, uh, just to support new parameter OpenAI base URL and all those models. So now we just trying to wait until 5.4 would be downloaded and try that as well, because what I can execute before Llama 3.2 is really have small context window for our task, even on not so long videos. We tried 15 minutes video from Mr. Beast and it couldn't did good. But for some small video like 2 minutes, it did pretty well. It's short summary of what we did before, and now while we downloading 5.4, we're looking into some other models. One of the recent models available on Allama. We just trying to understand their context window size. So trying to understand if we can use those models as well or not. Last month, model size, sensor type, interface API, Discord, base model, Llama 3.1b. And if you probably look that Llama 3.5b, most probably it would be We have some information about context size. Okay, 3.1. So most probably different models has different context size, but how to use transformers, text generations, use hardware, software, training power, training data. Oh, really? It's a big number of tokens, benchmarks, metrics. Tuned models, multi-lineage models, responsibility, safety. Let's try our best once again in ChatGPT. What is window size? And window size for maybe it would be different. Okay, 128 tokens. If you prompt 10,000, okay, model can generate tokens in response exceeding may result in processing or truncated output. Okay, so maybe, just maybe. And for this one, maybe we would be able to use the same big token size. Yeah, it's my guess as well. Okay, Dolphin 3 probably also could work. So after that, we left with two models we want to try, Dolphin and Command R7B. They're not large. They surely both support English. So they should be good. Let's close that. Let's look where we are in pooling 6 minutes. And it's 5:04. I really not sure if I will be able to execute it on my computer because it's a lot, 9 GB from overall 16 GB I have. But anyway, okay. And that is the video we tried on Allama 3.1, and it did good because the video is just, yeah, I couldn't show you, but it's just about 2 minutes long. So, and that is where we are. Okay, probably while we are waiting to that model to be fully pulled, really. What if I do smaller window? So let's do that big screen full of some text which not so understandable for person who just came to the stream. So in today's stream we talk about future of software engineering, and even I see the clear path that in future many, especially entry and middle roles of software engineering would be replaced, and in some future, of course, and senior role would be replaced by um, artificial intelligence, or like even not artificial intelligence, with what we have right now, LLM plus what we all call agentic AI. So when LLM can execute in loop with multiple functions available, with multiple instructions available for multiple cases, and it will do much better than most of the humans for sure, even on the current stage. The question is when, and here I couldn't provide any good answer because it depends on multiple things. Of course, it depends a lot on compute power, on energy, on like energy. When I mean energy, I mean electricity in first case, of course. And when I mean computer power, it would be data centers with a lot of CPU, GPU, storage. And even so, we haven't reached any limits of materials required to produce that. It's not a super fast process. So I believe we will have hardware limitation rather than software, because right now it's so popular topic in so many countries. I'm not even saying companies, countries rush to achieve the best result here. That of course it's just question of time when everyone will get good results for those. Also, if you're thinking about replacing other humans, yes, of course, it will cost something, because how you could replace humans who are working on like with earth or in construction, in some support infrastructure, and so on and so on. Of course, you could replace them with very well built robots, but to build robot, you also need a lot of material. You need batteries. Batteries should be quite strong. They should have good rechargeable capabilities. You should have again electricity to charge all the robots, and they surely probably will not work all the day long. They need to recharge, and so on and so on. What the best way to get good results for open source models? Uh, it's it's question which I still need to seek answers to. Uh, so open source models, you can imagine them as frontier models, but 18 months ago. Uh, so, for example, GPT-3 or GPT-2. So, current open source model will beat them mostly any recent model. Uh, Again, because of how they could be trained, on which amount of data they could be trained, and basically they trained on the frontier models in most cases, in some cases, uh, and they become good. It's returning to the question that some Allama model could be executed in 30 years old computer, and some person did it on 90 on Windows version 95, and on that computer, like first Pentium, I don't know how to spell it, or on very old computer with just maybe 100 gigahertz of performance, if not less. It was able to execute Allama and communicate with it and get some responses from it. But to train that model, of course, 30 years ago, it wouldn't be possible unless a lot of money would be invested into that. So right now we have a huge amount of money invested in those models, and open source models, even open source models, becomes better, better, and better. Right now, they're very good uh, for the task, for the same task as for entire models. But let's imagine that. Uh, so, like 2 years ago, no one talked about AI models, just And it's not because they not exist, they exist, but they didn't done such a big boom uh, because of their capabilities. Yes, we need a lot of computer power, of course. And now, of course, again, and now people are so insulted with that new booms every month, every day, or every every few months from new frontier models that they now want to use the latest, etc., etc. Of course, many older model still could be used successfully in multiple use cases, but when you compare it to results of frontier models, they will lose. But it doesn't mean you can use your open source models. It's like, can I use Toyota Corolla, or should I use only Tesla truck? Both will can get you to from point A to point B, but I don't know, in some modern car it would be much faster, much nicer, and much more effectively, and so on and so on. So results could be achieved in open source models, so, but it's very dependent on your ambitions, your task, and so on. Okay, now we have downloaded the file model. Maybe we can try to execute it and just see if we even can execute it here on Allama interface, if it can be loaded. And I see some drops of the frames. Okay, now it's better. So looks like it's eating some of my memory. Okay. Hello, let's see if it syncs too long. Yeah, it's not exactly speed of light, but it's working. It's working here. Which size? What is your size of context? You know, I did some mistake, but let's hope it will understand. Processed at one time of this token limit is generated around. Okay, we read that it's much longer. It's about 16,000 tokens, if not 32. Okay, so let's exit it and let's execute our main application, which we use to summarization of the videos and pushing it back, but we just execute process prompts. And right now we processing prompts on video of Mr. Beast, about 15 minutes long, which called I helped 2000 people walk again. Let's see if it will do it good or not. So as you see, we use an Allama configuration, and model we use in my tool is 5.4, and it's fully executed on my computer without leaving boundaries of my computer. So it means it's right now it's trying to execute those, provide us those answers completely for free. Too much computer power, yeah. But let's imagine that right now. So let's think about 10 years ago. The number of mobile phones, computers, everything which we had on hands was completely sufficient for us. Maybe not completely sufficient, but it wasn't such a big need. So it was, of course, when you have a need, the price will go up, and I couldn't say that pri- price skyrocket. So it means that n- yeah, need and actual quantity was more or less not the same, but comparable, because people use computers, use mobile phones, etc., etc., use servers to uh, they use websites, they use some business applications, and so on and so on. And everyone was happy or not happy. I mean, but it's not a big need in computer power that time, except maybe for people who try to um, calculate something to get some bitcoins. I don't forget how to call this word. Mine bitcoins using some GPU, but it's maybe not the best use of GPU. But okay, so they do some cryptocurrency mining. Except that I don't. Of course, there are people who do some research, etc., etc. But I don't think they. It was a question that they just don't have enough power to do that. Of course, in some very special scientific task, yes. And right now, we came to the point when we really need those power, because we have so many companies, we have so many applications which are trying to use AI. They building AI agents, multi-billion dollars invested into that industry right now. People developing agents, people developing some new models, uh, some cool things with that AI, and all of those require constant use of AI capabilities, powers. And you see right now on my local computer, which is not bad, it's probably type of game type computer with some mobile GeForce RTX with i7 compute with some i7 processor with not large but about 16 gigabytes of memory. So it's not bad computer. And I use not the biggest model, like 9 gigabytes, like 9 gigabytes model with 8 billion parameters or so. And you see that, let me open my Steam once again. And you see that how long it took to process. Not very long video. We understand that those video is about, let's find it. I helped. So basically we sent to the model two things. We sent our prompt, which is here. Our prompt is system message basically. So we said, hey, can you please provide us keywords. Please limit keywords to 500 characters, and that are some basic rules how to provide those keywords. And then we send our text file of transcript of video, which is here. And we understand that, of course, it's not very small, but it's not very large. It's just 14,000 characters. So 14,000 and maybe 500 or something. Let's see how big the keywords prompt. Yeah, it's about 700. So 14 plus, uh, yeah, about 14,000, about 15,000 characters. And we send it to our local models, and it do nothing except calculations that, and it's still, you see, doing it's pretty long. So let's see on the title. We can compare some results right away. And again, it's our title, which our prompt process, and its frontier model, GPT-4o, helping 2,000 amputees work again, a global mission of hope and transformation. And video itself has title, I help 2,000 people work again. It's from Mr. Beast. Let's see how good our third title. Basically, it's what we generated right away with 5.4 model. And it says, this compelling narrative highlights a profound David's approach involves. So looks like context window failed us again. What I mean, uh, so looks like we cannot provide titles here because looks like we just override initial system prompt with the next text we provided here. It doesn't mean we couldn't get a result. Of course, we could do summarization of our long transcript, and we could summarize first part of, let's say, of like 5,000 characters, receive summary of 500 words. Then we can translate, summarize second part of the video of 500 characters, receive another 500, and so on. But overall, you see that 5.4, and let's just refresh our knowledge that about 5.4. Can you show us 5.4? 5.4, 5.4, yeah, 5.4. And it says that it's 9 gigabyte state-of-art model with context 16K tokens. And context length 16K tokens should be enough, but it's not enough. Let's compare again. We don't have a very good way to say either how much token is our text for platform OpenAI tokenizer. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Tokenizer. But let's calculate both. So let's use our, once again, text. It would be transcript txt. It's what we sent. And then we add our system prompt. For example, for everything, we could ask it for title. It's our system prompt for title. So see, right now it says that it's just for GPT-4o, it's just 3,400 tokens. Maybe for GPT 3.5, 3,500 tokens. For legacy, again, less than 3 and 5,000 tokens. But looks like that for these models, it's too much tokens, or maybe it has some limit on, not on context window, but basically on token size during communications with that. What are limits of token size for messages, context window, and so on? For please find all the information from all possible sources. Let's ask GPT-4 or do its best to find it. So it still says it's 16,000 tokens. So it says again, if you input prompts, it's 10,000 tokens and could generate 6,000 tokens. So we don't see it happening, or maybe we're doing something wrong. It's also possible. But our previous try with other models did it right, but with that 5.4, maybe it's because we don't have enough memory. I don't know. But surely we're using that 5.4 model. We use chat completion here, and looks right now we have some issue with maybe better chapters because we saved our, oh no, we saved batch chat tab title, description, so with keywords. Okay, let's wait for the keywords. But you see that something eat, something eat, something eats that. Of course, it's about this video, but it's not without that system prompt. Or maybe that system prompt will not work with 5.4 and it should be generated some other way. So for each model, we need to search and learn. With Llama 3.2, we were able to get results for short video. Maybe we could, let's try to do it the same for that video. Probably we need to wait until we can even exit that program. Let's try to do that process prompts. Let's prepare and let's use some short video like about dog and his bone. It's about few minutes long. Copy paste. Let's see if we can exit that. If we close, I'm not sure if it will work. Okay, model will be used 5.4. We try to process in those prompts. If it's not too busy, it should be process those prompts pretty quickly. But I want to say that again, on my computer right now, we have multiple things going on. That's why I want to move most of the things to cloud. So I believe that even right now we have some lag here in Whisper because you see, so it's still processing what I'm saying, but it's slightly when we talk about token size, you see. So not exactly about what we are doing right now. Do I need to stop a llama? Or llama stop? We need to provide model. Yes, Allama PS will show all our latest model. Allama stop. Okay. Allama PS. No. Oh, so you see it's taking, okay, it's stopping. It's stopping. It's taking about 48% of my GPU. So it's good that it used my GPU. At least it's good. Allama PS. Let's see. Stopping. And do we have any way to do it faster? Serve, create, show. By the way, if you say Allama show 5.4, I mean 5, I mean 5, architecture, context length, 16,000 tokens, embedding length, 5,000. Maybe I just need to send text in smaller chunks. Hmm. Okay. Actually, we already we're able to process some prompt with better chapters for the doc. Let's see, but yeah, my computer is slightly laggy. So it was our prompt results from our good model, frontier model GPT. It's from Allama 3.1, 3.2, I'm sorry, and it's already created some fluctuation here because video only about 2 something minutes long, but it's created like 15, and it did pretty well. This chapter provides detailed breakdown. Okay, so tale begins discovering the bone. Of course, it's too detailed. I'd say too detailed, but it's very good. It's much better than Allama, much better. I mean, the tree, and we don't have. Oh, we have description tree. Oh, really? It's so nice. Oh, um, it's our description from frontier model GPT-4, and this our description from Allama 3.2, and this our description from 5.4. Discover the timeless lesson. The three. Oh, I like that lesson of reflection, moral takeaway. It haven't replaced the better chapters yet, even we already generated it because it's due after it generate all the things. But it's so nice. So we already generated prompt, and we just need to generate. Where's my? Where's my? Okay, here it is. It's still stopping. Okay, so we have chances it will generate something. And keywords. Oh, I don't see keywords 3. Okay, it haven't generated keywords, but it generated title. So first title, I asked to produce only one title so I could automatically go and replace it. That thing generated me, Olama 3.2 generated me 10 titles. Of course, it choose something, but I mean, it's not what I asked, but it's also nice. Let's see what that generated. Title, The Dog Reflection, a Lesson in Grief. And it provides something why it choose it. So it's some reasoning. It provides one title, which is good, but not exactly in the shape I asked. Let's see keywords. Keywords from frontier model. About 500 characters of keywords which are relevant to that story. Keyword 2. Very few keywords from Llama 3.2, and keywords 3. Pretty good number of keywords here. So believe the main question is maybe even not context window, but how we send the data to that context window. Maybe it couldn't handle more than some size of tokens per message. And we send quite a lot of tokens in one message. So maybe it's a problem. No idea, actually. We sent all the context immediately because we couldn't send message and message and message. It's it's how it looks like, but we always send everything. In ChatGPT, when you send new question, it sent all the previous questions. So it's stateless. I mean, all the things are stateless. They don't have state. It's emulated for you. Okay, maybe I'm still my code. Maybe it's something with 5. But again, we just use OpenAI SDK with the trick, with the trick where we could specify where is our Olama configurations. Why it's again generic copy? So, and in LLM config, we have that open base URL, which show to our Allama server. And we have some fake API key just to emulate it. And that's it. And now it should be stopped. Yes. And here it completed its execution. Okay, so for small text, I like 5 pretty much. The only thing what we see here with that bonds, in that bonds, we see that so it did nice. It's very close to what frontier models do. No questions. In title, I ask specifically to return just title, and that it returned title, and also it returned some uh yeah, why choose the title and keywords. Keywords it did perfectly. Keywords nice, and with better chapters also it includes some text which I don't like. So it includes that it's provide a detailed breakdown, etc., etc. I don't need that. I just need the titles itself. And I don't see why it's with that and that is without it. It would work in YouTube, but I just don't see why it haven't done it initially in the first place. But other than that, it did very nice. It did very nice. 5.4 did very cool. But again, you see, it's we need to do some tricks for larger files, most probably, because of context window. And if you want to use open source models with large context window, mm, we we need to it says that it's context window 128 kilobytes. I I I I, I don't know if it will work with us, but let's just to pull and maybe we will test next day. But you see, even our current code with few small additions, like in LLM config, we just provide that thing. And in our, let's remove Allama, that thing. And in our AI client, okay, it just reformat my code because probably I installed some Pylint and Black to do formatting, and it's immediately formatted and saved. So nothing more. But here in constructor, the only thing we added here, if we have that config, we initialize OpenAI with that config base URL. Otherwise, otherwise we do like before. So it's the only change which allow us to execute our models with local Allama. Uh, Not exactly. Chapters by YouTube, they are not always provided, especially for the text in different languages. And I know that you can say, please generate chapters for me, but again, in my videos, I never seen YouTube did it well. So, but yeah, it's once we generate those chapters and insert it in the description, they will start showing as chapters on YouTube videos. Like if you look at any of my previous videos, I did it with that. I did it with that. Oh, my tool is my channel. But if you will look at my channel, any previous live stream, like even yesterday's, can you open yesterday's stream? Let's see what it generated. It's still not perfect, but let's see. Maybe let's make smaller screen. Okay. So it's what it's created the text. I mean, I didn't touch it. I just so it's everything it did automatically. So it's why it's I call it ag agent AI, but it's maybe not agent AI, it's workflow AI or something because we have specific steps: download video, transcribe it, improve transcription, and then generate description, title, and everything. So it's what it generated for yesterday's streams. Testing live chatbot, again, testing live chatbot, handling long chat responses, implementing structured streaming, etc. OpenAI IP integration, moderation and challenges, addressing moderation issues, Python code adjustments, moderation pair reference, and so on, testing censorship functionality. So what we did yesterday is just created chapters here based on that, and it's also added some key highlights and some overall summary of that. But also, if you look here, it generated some transcriptions. So it has English subtitles and it has English auto-generated. Auto-generated is what YouTube generated for me. That thing is what we uploaded. And again, if you will compare it, uh, right now we just use auto-generated. Let's start it. So auto-generated, of course, repeat word after word. But again, as I said, it's not very good for translation to different languages because it's just words. And sometimes it's losing context completely while if you do automatic translations. And if we change what we uploaded automatically, it's our recognized transcriptions. And if you see here, show transcript, please load. I see that transcript here uh, looks, yeah, couple timestamps, looks much like like sentences, and it's much more nicer than just just words. So yeah, you see the difference. And if we switch back to our automatic transcriptions, auto-generated, will it update it? Ah, please show transcript. Oh, that is where we could choose which transcript we want to see. So it would be just words, 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 words without sentences. And it's English, it's recognized it well. But if it would be in other languages, come on, it would be nightmare. Sometimes it's mixing languages and it's did very well. So yeah, so let's maybe try once again with phi in next stream, and maybe we can look also into that command R7B and Dolphin, few other models, and we have a good number of models, and we could try to compare them. And as I said, all those models are free. They executed locally on your computer, and you can play with them. It's very simple, but also, as you see, you can ingest them into any application which need to use OpenAI. You could just fake it and say, now you will use those models. You just need to tweak the configuration and that's it. It's so simple, unless model are performant well. But yeah, for small videos, 5.4 is nice. I like even those icons. It's did really great. I like it pretty well. I like that thing. Yeah, in those dog and everything. I like that. I like keywords and I like the description, what we received as description. So of course, we should replace two asterisk to one asterisk to be properly highlighted on YouTube description as in bold, because it's not markdown, but YouTube has different format. But everything else looks great, including those icons. I really like it, and this one as well. Okay, so I think it's that it for today. Um, I leave that model to be downloaded today, and yeah, tomorrow we can try to pull another model and test that command R7B test 54 once again. But you see, it's we can just test it, but if you try to use any real video, I will not use it with my streams for sure, because like 2 hours of video is pretty long. But maybe like we tested with others video like 15 minutes of Mr. Beast. Maybe it's about 45 minutes of my stream because he talked very, very fast. Okay, 30 minutes of my stream. Okay. We can try it with some other videos and see if it can do this work for free locally. But again, to execute that models, you need at least some hardware. You couldn't execute it on freebie notebook or netbook without GPU, without CPU, or it would be very long and not always successful. Okay, so as always, wish you a great day. Um, yeah, again, learn, learn, learn. If you would be smart, you would be safe, because smart people always find how to be successful, how to be in good mood, how to overlive any extinction threats, including future AI. Yeah, I have some thoughts about where it's all going, but maybe we'll leave it to another stream, because those thoughts are not bright. You know, it's about if many people could be replaced by AI, where all those people should go, what they should do. Of course, I read some blog post. I remember last year, even from Bill Gates. Oh, it's morning here. Uh, and he said that in future, because of AI, people can work only a few hours a week and can create art, do very nice things. But it's very ideal world. It's like we call it utopia. I'm not sure if it's the same word in English, but it's the word is so beautiful that it's not possible, at least with current way of thinking of other people, especially rich people, people of power, and so on. So of course, people will not take easy when they will be replaced by computers, by artificial intelligence, by robots, and of course, it means not an easy path for our future. But again, if we will learn, if we will be optimistic, if we will accept the things, and will have wisdom, and we will have some storage and some uh, space to accept things and to accept multiple possible scenarios, we should take it much more easy than others, and probably we could find some good way for us, for our loved ones, and maybe for the whole world as well. Let's see. It's a new and interesting time. So yeah, have a good day, good morning, good evening, and see you later on my next streams or whenever you are ready. You can always leave any questions in comment section under the stream so we could start with them. I promise you my chatbot will not treat you with that questions, because it's not always available. It's just available during my streams. So please bot. Okay, let me nice pick to grab the gap in the content on YouTube. It's I believe many people trying to grab it. I I use the time to also self-educate myself because when I started those streams, I know this little. Now I know this and this. But the nice thing is that because I'm doing it constantly, it brings some meaning, uh, and I like that meaning in my life because of multiple reasons. I wouldn't tell them all right now. We could talk about that next stream. I don't want to do streams for whole day. I need to stop someone somewhere. So yeah, let me see. I don't see how long that stream is, and all my computer is not performing well. Okay, 2 hours or even more. So please let me go. Let me go. Okay, have a great time. Spend your time nicely. Uh, maybe, maybe, but what I noticed, I try to do that. I try to create multiple keywords, multiple words in description, everything, and you could see on my channel that it's create pretty decent summaries of the stream after the stream, and I try to do it before the stream. But the thing is that I believe there are so many content on YouTube right now that it try to promote my streams and try to show someone. But because of my style, I completely understand that people not fall into that streams and don't look it too long, and they just switch to something else. So, and that of course not helping the channel and me to be let's say visible. But I decided that it's totally fine. I don't want to make myself completely different. I agree that if something can be done to become better, it would be nice. But if I just need to just try to do something different to be like more popular, maybe it's not my path. I still need to find some time to record shorter videos. Ah, and of course, if I do some shorter videos, it will bring more viewers to my channel. But it's required time, and I just don't have much of that because I'm working on some other project on my free time. Basically, it's a very similar project, but as I said, I want to bring what I did to web, basically to cloud, and I'm implementing that step by step. Again, using some niche which I haven't used before, connected with Python and deploying into Azure using Dockers. So I'm spending my free time on that. Again, not completely all free time, but some part of it. And I'm still haven't implemented that because I see, yeah, issue after issue. Um, but I mean, so many issues. I don't want to do it on the stream. Here we can at least can do something helpful for someone, but yeah, solving some well-known issues maybe not so fun. But yeah, once I do bigger amount of shorter videos, which would be more helpful, probably more people could start looking into the streams because they have better idea of what we are doing here and what we are using and the whole idea of me and my streams. But thank you very much for viewing me. Uh, I'd say it's bringing a lot of joy. Hopefully, you wouldn't be alone with my bot. Maybe some other people will join in future. I saw there are maybe up to 5 people maximum watching my stream. It's of course not as much, but they mostly silent. Thank you for not your thank you for your comments. So it's you, yeah, bringing some joy to me and to my bot. Thank you. To me, of course, much more because bot is bot. Okay. Thank you, Ladla. And I think it's a time when I wrap up the stream. So see you later. If you want to start with something, just leave comment after the stream. Okay, see you. Goodbye.